monsters. So, if you do not remember, on the last day Pride Month, I made a video basically explaining all my pride flags and all that shit. However, I did not go into detail about the stories of my lift-romantic experiences that I didn't know were lift-romantic experiences because I didn't know what lift-romanticism was at the time until now. Or at least until the beginning of my senior year, and I accepted myself as lift-romantic. So we're going to talk about those stories today. Oh, this is going to be fun. I can already see that now. So, we are going to start with 6th grade to 7th grade. In 6th grade and 7th grade, I had no idea what literal romanticism was at all. I had no idea. And so I didn't know how to explain my behavior. With this certain scenario, I at first thought it was just maybe fear of commitment. Now looking back on it, no, it wasn't. So let me explain. In 6th grade, I ended up becoming friends with this one girl. At the time, it was just friends, no feelings. But over time, after pretty much a year of knowing her, and once I hit 7th grade, I started catching the feelings, and oh boy, this was a hot disaster and a half. So basically, how do I explain this? This is really awkward. So I didn't tell her because one, she had a boyfriend, which I thought at the time it flew over my head. But now if I were to have known what lift-romanticism was, I would be like, why in the heck am I falling for someone unavailable? Because that's not normal. So yes, I fell for her when she had a boyfriend, and I was like, oh god, why am I doing this to myself? I'm just gonna mentally fuck myself up. Oh dear. This is so awkward. I don't know what to do. Okay. Breathe. Okay. So, basically, I never told her because one, she was dating someone, but two, she had a very homophobic mother. So I kept my mouth shut for a long time until 8th grade. When 8th grade roamed around, she broke up with her boyfriend, and she had been broken up with her boyfriend for a while, and I couldn't keep the secret much longer. So, I told her that I liked her. And then she said she didn't like me at first, but after a while, she did admit that she liked me. She was just too afraid to say it because of her homophobic mother. And as soon as she said that, I do not know what happened. It was like my brain misfired somewhere, and my brain was like, she likes us back? This wasn't supposed to happen. Oh no. And then the feelings just dissipated. Literally, okay, imagine this elytra in my hand as the feelings. They kind of did this. They did that. And at the time, since I didn't know what lift-romanticism was or lift-romantic was, I just thought, oh, maybe this is just fear of commitment. So I just, kept flirting with her and all that stuff. And it did not get any better for me because I was mentally destroying myself. I was like, oh God, how long can I keep up with this? Because I still thought it was fear of commitment, but like it did not get better. Like I was mentally destroying myself. And then one day, after a while, she said she couldn't do that anymore. She couldn't handle this flirting thing her and I had going on. And also, because we're homophobic mother, so she couldn't keep the flirting thing up with me and had to move on. And I kid you not, the moment she said that, I felt like a weight was lifted from my shoulders, and I was like, hallelujah. And I didn't question it at the time, but part of me was like, why did that happen? But since I was in 8th grade, I didn't think much of it, and I just moved along. And that wasn't until my freshman to sophomore year of high school. Oh boy. And this time, the crush I had was on a boy. And to lovely not name drop into respect his privacy, I'm going to refer to him as the old nickname I used to call him, since it doesn't include his real name. I know he doesn't like me when I call him this, but in order to keep his privacy safe, we're just going to refer to him as Clown Hair. Okay? I know that sounds so mean, but I have to refer to him as that to protect his own privacy, so I'm going to conclude to him as Clown Hair. I know that sounds so bad to say out loud. I'm so sorry. Anywho, so basically, it was freshman year of high school. I was scared to death because it felt like being in preschool all over again. And with social anxiety, talking to new people is hard. But somehow, I don't know how I managed to do but I somehow managed to make friends with some of the seniors and some of, I've made friends with a lot of older kids, and I do not know how I managed to do that. But Clown Hair was a grade ahead of me, so he was a sophomore. And let me tell you, this got weird really fast. Because I did not talk to him unless there was one friend from my grade alongside, because one of my friends that was in my grade knew who he was and was friends with him. So it was basically like, when you have two separate friends and then you have the mutual friend, let's just say this one girl that was in my grade was the mutual friend. When she wasn't around, I would not talk to Clown Hair one bit, and yeah. But over time, I got to know him a little better, and I was actually able to have a conversation with him without having my social anxiety get in the way. And then after pretty much almost a year to 2 years after being friends with him, what do you think happened? Another crush came into the picture. But this time, however, I didn't have to worry too much because, one, I knew he didn't like me, but two, he was dating someone. And I was like, and then my brain was like, why do I keep falling for people that are dating someone else? And then, yeah, it was a hot mess. But also, it was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It was awkward. It was very, very awkward. And I regret it, to be honest. And I knew he would never have a feeling for me, because here's the thing, he said he would never. And even when he said no, even when he said he wouldn't, the feeling still faded away. So I was like, oh well. And I moved along. And then it happened again. During my senior year, Clown hair graduated. He was long gone out of the picture. He was like, sayonara, see you later, goodbye. Because I won't get into what happened, but let's just say him and I had a huge argument before he graduated, and we didn't speak for a long time. Him and I are on good terms now. We don't really talk, but at least we forgive each other for the drama that happened. But when I was a senior, it happened again. And I'm not gonna say the name. Nope. But let's just say he suspected it. And his exact words were, "We are just friends." And I was like, in my brain I was like, I'm fine with that. Because even when people say no, the feelings still fade away. and one thing that I thought was jealousy, it was not. So, the one person that I did have a crush on during my senior year, he would sometimes post TikToks of like his girlfriend and stuff, and I thought I was feeling jealousy, but let me tell you, it was not jealousy. It was me being disgusted by the lovey-dovey compliments that he would like sometimes make on his TikToks and stuff, and like talking about her all the time, and I'm like, oh god, this is awkward. This is gross. Ugh. I get grossed out by seeing other people in love, and it's just like, okay, let me kind of do this my way. So let me kind of get some spawn eggs in here just to kind of show you. Let's just build something. Okay, so let's just imagine this is a boy, this is the boyfriend, this is the girlfriend, and they are in the school and they are flirting with each other. I happen to walk by it and see it and hear what they're saying, and I'm like, I'm just gonna run away from this weirdness. I can't handle lovey-doveyness. And I was like, why is this happening? And then romanticism came into the dictionary, and then things started to make a lot more sense. A lot more sense. Because as soon as I was reading up on what are the common signs, I was like, okay, this explains a lot of things for me. This explains why I am the way I am. And this explains why I acted the way I did. Oh, I can destroy these now. But yeah. At first I thought I was just like, oh, this is probably just fear of commitment, or I'm just an absolute dickhead. But no, I'm not a dickhead. This is just me being a lithyromantic weirdo. I'm not saying all lithyromantics are weirdos. I'm referring to myself because I am a weirdo. But you get what I mean. But yeah. Now you kind of have some in-depth stories of my lithyromantic self being my lithyromantic self before I realized I was lithyromantic. You're welcome. And this is like, looking back on this, I'm like, why didn't I know what lithyromanticism was sooner? Why did I put myself through that much pain? So yeah, I had to deal with that. But yeah. But yep, you guys have a clear picture of my lithyromantic experiences before I found out I was lithyromantic. I wish I would have done my research on lithyromanticism sooner, so that way I wouldn't have had to gone through that much mental pain and physical pain. Because yes, Some love romantics will actually lose the feelings, even if the crush says no, they won't. They do not have feelings for the person. The lithomantic the feelings might still fade away, even if you say no. Because I've seen like other lithomantics that go through that, even when their crush says no, they still lose the feelings immediately. And I happen to be one of those people. So I have a feeling I'm going to be staying single for a bit. Not for a bit, probably till the end of my life. In case you're wondering if I know a lot of little kids are saying, they're probably like, what are you doing to Emily 33's house? And I'm going to have to be like, listen, I love Emily, no doubt, but I'm making these buildings into my style. Some buildings I'll keep the same, of course, but the main house, I want to look at least a little attractive for me to be in. No? But yep, that is story time for the day. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the embarrassing stories, because a lot of these events are very embarrassing to look back on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye!